Do you have a favorite Lou Holtz story?
Yeah. So my favorite Lou Holtz story, and I tell it quite a bit. When it was my sophomore year, and we were starting my sophomore year, and there was a lot of hoopla because I ended my freshman campaign really good, and my sophomore year there was hype about me and all that, so they put me on the cover of this. They had this magazine back then. It was the Irish Illustrated or something like that, or something like Blue and Gold Illustrated. That's what it was. And so I'm on the cover of this thing, and I'm there they spritz me up, I got sweat, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, it said the Sultan of Six, because my number was 6, right? So I'm like feeling myself, I'm feeling real good. And so we go to practice that day, and we have practice, and 15, 20 minutes into practice, he calls practice up, and everybody's like, oh boy, somebody's in trouble, because you never call practice up 15 minutes in, right? Because you know, 3 fields, guys, so to get everybody back, and so he says, "Men, we got a guy who's gonna cost us a national championship, right?" And we're like, "What? Who's that?" And I'm thinking, "What? Not on my watch, right?" You know, I'm feeling good about this position that I'm in, because I'm getting more and more responsibility, and so he's like, he thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, what? Who is this, right? He says, but this is your football team. You deal with them, right? And I was like, okay. So he was like, Jerome Bettis, will you stand up? And I was like,
No way.
right? I mean, chin to the floor, like, what? And so he's like, all right, let's go to practice, right? And I was like, what does that look like? Well, I had the toughest practice I ever had, right? I'm getting hammered. They tackling me to the ground, right? I'm like, there's supposed to be no tackling, right? So they give me the business, right? And I'm like, okay, I get it. So I'm walking back from practice afterwards, and I'm mad. Nobody's around me. I'm like a leper, right? Nobody wants to talk to me. So as I'm finishing up, he pulls up in his golf cart. He says, Jerome, get in, right? Get in. He says, how was practice? And I'm like, it was the worst, right? He said, I was just trying to motivate you. And I was like, what? What do you mean? And he's like, have a great day, right? I was like, did you tell the team that?
Yeah.
You didn't tell them that. They still thinking that. So, but I will say, it changed my football life, because that day, the practice was so tough, I had to make a decision. It was either I'm gonna turn my level up, right? I'm gonna match that aggressiveness. I'm gonna turn my level up, or you gonna
Fall out.
disappear.
Yeah.
Right? You got sink or swim kind of thing. And I said I'm gonna take it to 10. So it changed my practice habits. So from that day forward, I was a 100% guy. So I went 100% full throttle every play, right? And so guys be like, come on, JB, we just nope. I got one speed.
Yeah.
So now everybody had to figure out what they were going to do, because I was 100 miles an hour. So now everybody else is like, okay, well, we got to turn ours up, because he ain't stopping. And so it just got everybody, I think, more committed to what we were doing, right? But for me personally, I became a different football player that day.
Yeah.
So it really propelled me, and I had a great sophomore year, a great junior year, and then going to the NFL, I had that same work ethic, that same mentality, because of that day. So I can kind of go back to I could circle a moment in time where
things changed.
He changed my football life.
Yeah.
Because my trajectory was a different trajectory because of that moment. Now, it was hilarious in terms of how he did it.
Yeah.
Looking back on it.
True Lou Holtz fashion.
But true Lou Holtz fashion, and it worked, and he got the best out of me.
Yeah. Before we get too deep into the combo, I'm going to have our friends at Murphy's bring us out some ice cream.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah,
cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm ready, yeah. Ooh.
Pomegranate swirl.
Yeah.
Chaos. I'm trying something new today.
Okay.
I'm trying something new. I told you I like the blueberry cheesecake one. So that's normally what I get.
Good.
Bro, it's amazing. So I get that like every episode. So I figure I'll switch it up, Try something different. That's the one though?
And it's funny. I looked at it and I was like, There was so many other ones that was so good. Tried this and was like, wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is it. I'm sold.